Everyone dreams about moving to Fort Lauderdale. Think about it. You got the beaches, the boats, palm trees, sunshine year round. But here's what no one really tells you. The reality behind the lifestyle, the hidden costs, and why 2026 might actually be the most important year yet for Fort Lauderdale. So before you pack up for paradise, here's everything that you need to know about living here in Fort Lauderdale, the good, the bad, and ultimately what's changing in 2026 that can make this the best time to actually live here. This isn't a video about hype. It's about helping you figure out if this lifestyle actually fits for you and your family. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect before actually calling Fort Lauderdale home and why everyone actually wants to move here in 2026. Now, before we go any further, I think we need to sit down and talk about how in the world we got here. Fort Lauderdale used to be seen as Miami's little brother, but I don't think it's really that anymore. We've seen some explosive growth, especially post-2020 with migration from places like New York, LA, Chicago, Philly, Boston, and we're seeing a boom here in Fort Lauderdale, especially in the downtown area, with a $43 billion impact. That's up 44% since 2019. And downtown job growth has actually grown 7% since 2022. We've completely transformed from this sleepy beach town to a major lifestyle and economic hub. Now, don't get me wrong, still way more laid back than Miami, and there's still plenty of things to do, but you can see the change in the air. With an influx of professionals moving into the downtown and the Fort Lauderdale area, pretty much everyone from Miami and Miami-Dade moving up north into Fort Lauderdale, along with the international influence and people from all over the US, like we talked about before. New York, LA, Chicago, Boston, Philly. We've seen an increase in the downtown population of almost 92% since 2010, along with some major redevelopments along the Riverwalk, brand new condos coming, which we're going to talk about, everything that's happening in Flagler Village, not to mention everything that's happening along the beach as well. We're going to talk about all of that. Now, the shift that really happened here is the shift towards remote work. People started to realize that Fort Lauderdale is really the sweet spot between Miami hustle and constant energy and this sleepy but quiet, refined luxury of West Palm and Palm Beach. The city has found a new identity, no longer a vacation destination, but a year-round home for everyone. Now I think we need to talk about the lifestyle here in Fort Lauderdale, and there's three main pillars. Number one, waterfront living. I mean, this is the goal right here. Live on the water, walk out in your backyard, hop on the boat for the day, come back, get some work done, and enjoy everything that South Florida has to offer. The second piece or second pillar is that active lifestyle. Being able to be out on the water, enjoying things, outdoor activities, running, biking, working out, lifting heavy circles, and putting them down. We also have yoga, Pilates, and everything in between. And I think the third pillar is that work-life balance. Yes, we work hard here, but we also like to relax and get away. Going to dinner in flip-flops instead of having to dress up in a tux or just a suit. There's something for everyone here, and that's the really nice thing about it. You have everything right there at your fingertips. I mean, Fort Lauderdale's a lot more laid back than Miami. Nowhere near as quiet though as West Palm and Boca, and that's really the big draw to it because you're still close enough to everything. You have a great community vibe. There's plenty of different things around the city to go and do, like trivia, which is free, run clubs, which are free, bingo, which is free. Yes, we do go and do all of those during the week. Not to mention there's also the free movie in the park and constant events right there along the Riverwalk and on Las Olas, which is really nice. And top of that, we also have great events like the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, which is the largest in-water boat show in the entire world that actually took place just a couple weeks ago right here. We also have the Fort Lauderdale Winter Boat Parade and all the different art fairs and festivals that take place right there along Las Olas. It is perfect for boaters, those who love the outdoor lifestyle, and people who just want something a little bit more laid back, but still close enough to the chaos and energy to go and enjoy it, but then still be able to come home and decompress. And honestly, why do people love Fort Lauderdale? That's something we need to talk about. It's the optionality. I mean, think about it. You could wake up, head to the beach, catch the sunrise, maybe hit Archibald's Village Bakery, some of the best cinnamon rolls in the city, or you could wake up, hop out on the boat, go fishing, be back by noon, still be able to grill out, hang out in the pool, and catch the 1 o'clock game. Or maybe waterfront living is not your thing, but you want to be close to the downtown. You could live right there on Las Olas for a fraction of the cost of live in downtown Miami or Brickell, be able to walk to everything, or you can even live a little bit further out west, maybe Southwest Ranches, Parkland, Plantation, live on an acre, have all the toys in the world, and still have your boat out here at the Las Olas Marina. You get the best of both worlds. Now, probably the most important piece. What in the world is this actually going to cost me to live in Fort Lauderdale? Right now, the median sales price is right around $615,000, but that does vary widely by location. For example, right now are on the water east of 95. You're gonna pay a premium for that. If you wanna be west of 95, living in areas like Davie, Coral Springs, Plantation, you can definitely get a little bit more space and larger home for that same budget. The next thing is condos. Now, there are quite a few older condos. They are gonna be in that mid $400,000 range, and you could be beachfront, but there are assessments, some higher HOA fees, but I do think it's some opportunity, especially right now. And by about 2027, 2028, I think we should have everything figured out. Not to mention some of the brand new luxury condos coming that we're gonna talk about in a minute. Single family wise, if you don't wanna be on the water, you could be anywhere from about 500,000 to still upwards of 4 or 5 million, but there is a sweet spot probably around that $700,000 range. Now, if you wanna be waterfront in Fort Lauderdale, not gonna lie to you, you're gonna pay a premium. Right now, be on the water, you're gonna be right around $2.5 million across the board, no matter what neighborhood you look in. Then when it comes to insurance, that's a whole nother beast. On average, we're looking at about between $8,000 and $16,000 a year on average, and it really depends widely on location, age of the roof, plumbing, windows. There's a variety of factors that go into it, along with your flood insurance. Then we have property taxes. Just guesstimate right around 2% of your home's assessed value. On top of that, you do have homestead exemption. So if it is your primary residence, you can cap how much your property taxes do go up every single year. It's usually capped at 3%. However, if this is an investment property for you, you cannot homestead it. Now, going back to condos, there are some of the condo laws. So we were talking about with the assessments and things like that. I do think there's a lot of opportunity there, but you will see some of these condos with some six-figure assessments. You can negotiate it to have the seller pay for it. However, it is just something that you're going to need to be aware of, because if there's one assessment, usually there's another one down the road. Now, if you're actually looking to rent prices aren't terrible. Right now, the average rent price for a 2-bedroom apartment in the downtown Fort Lauderdale area, looking at about $3,500 to about $4,000 a month. If you want to rent a house or be on the water, you're looking at anywhere from about $6,000 to upwards of $100,000 a month. But I mean, $100,000 is an anomaly. Most of the time, it's between $6,000 and I would say about $20,000 a month. Not too bad, especially if you want to explore the area and get a feel for everything. But that gives you a big picture on the actual cost of living here in Fort Lauderdale and what it really costs when you actually get down here. Now, if you're not sure and you want to rent, or you just want to rent in general, right now the average cost for a 2-bedroom in the downtown or greater Fort Lauderdale area is right around $3,500 to upwards of about $5,000 a month for an apartment. If you're looking for a single family house, you could be anywhere from about $4,000 to about $7,000 a month. If you want to be waterfront, you're going to pay a premium for that as well. You're looking at about $7,500 to upwards of about $25,000 a month. Now, yes, there are some, like in this neighborhood, we're in Idlewild right now, you can easily spend $100,000 to $200,000 a month to live on the water. Granted, these are much larger homes, so we have everything and anything in between. There's a large spectrum, but I think this gives you a good idea on the true cost of living in Fort Lauderdale, what it's going to cost you on a day-to-day basis, along with what your money actually gets you at the end of the day and where there's some opportunity. Now, probably my favorite part, the neighborhoods, because I honestly think the neighborhoods could really make or break your experience here in Fort Lauderdale. Some of like the top ones, obviously on the water, where we're at right now, are like that of Las Olas Isles, Hendricks and Venice Isles, Seven Isles, Riviera Isles, and my personal favorite, Idlewild. And Idlewild's a little bit different because instead of having your boat in the backyard, it's actually across the street from your house. Now, there are some homes not on the water. However, you are going to pay a little bit more of a premium to live right off Las Olas. If you want a waterfront home, I mean, be lucky to be under $3 million. Now, there are some not on the water. You can be right around $1.5 to $2 million. And then in terms of other neighborhoods, if maybe that's not your speed, you have Victoria Park, which people absolutely love because of the walkability, access to Holiday Park, and you still have everything right there. You can be in there about the $950,000 range. There are quite a few options, whether you want single family, townhomes, apartments, condos, and even multifamily. Then we get into Coral Ridge and Coral Ridge Country Club Estates. There are homes on the golf course, but not like Boca. You don't have to pay to be a part of the golf course. There are homes on the water as well. Right now, the median sales price of Coral Ridge, right around $1.4 million. Your Flagler Village and everything happening there. Right now, not a ton of condos for sale, but there are a lot of new ones coming and in development. Then you get into Rio, which is also one of my favorites. Rio is great because you're on the water, close to downtown, and you're close to 17th Street and 95. It's a great neighborhood, extremely walkable. You're gonna be anywhere between probably the $2 million to $10 million range, unless you're on the water. Right now, I think the most expensive listing in Fort Lauderdale is on a point lot there in Rio Vista, asking $39 million. And then we have that offer a lot of opportunity. I think there's a ton of upside. and that's Tarpon River, Sailboat Bend, and Riverside Park. Right now, you can get into all three of those neighborhoods as low as $200,000 for a condo, but you could also be in there single family or townhome wise in the mid $600,000 range, and they offer a ton of opportunity. Still walkable to downtown and everything. You're close to all the action, and you're not gonna break the bank at the end of the day. Now, Fort Lauderdale isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Now, don't get me wrong, for the most part it is, but there are some hidden truths or costs that you need to be aware of. First off is the insurance shock, and that's pretty much across all of South Florida. And it can vary widely, whether you're living out east, so east of 95 versus west of 95 is a huge difference, along with the age of your roof, plumbing, especially out east, cast iron is a big thing, impact windows, along with your flood elevation. So this is something you need to be aware of when it comes to your cost of insurance. From there, we gotta talk about the traffic. Not gonna lie, I constantly get caught by that bridge right back there every single day. The traffic, I mean, there's no way around it. It kind of sucks sometimes, but that just comes with the territory of living in Fort Lauderdale in South Florida, especially with the influx of people. Now, it doesn't get any better during season, which is another thing. Fort Lauderdale is a hotspot during season, which usually runs from about November to April. People trying to escape the colder weather to come down to what we're thinking is cold in the 70s, but you'll see longer lines, a little bit more traffic, and just something you need to prepare for. From there, we just talk about your maintenance costs. I mean, think about it. If you're living on the water, you got salt air, salt water constantly eating at and eroding things. So it's something that you need to be aware of, along with living on the water. If you want to live with your boat in your backyard, and honestly, that's the dream, you need to be aware of your seawall, setbacks, the canal width, along with the height of fixed bridges. The last thing you want to do is you have a Viking and then you find the perfect waterfront home. You're like, oh, this is sweet, it's perfect. And then you realize the clearance on the fixed bridge is only 11 feet. There's no shot that you're getting that boat back there. From there, it's really just understanding what fits you and your family's lifestyle. There are tons of different neighborhoods and everything that you could want here in Fort Lauderdale. You want something a little bit more suburban, you go a little bit further west. You want to live on the water, you can do that. You want a home with land, pool, home gym, home office, everything, we have that as well. So it's just understanding exactly what fits you and your family's lifestyle. Take a good look behind me. That is the Fort Lauderdale skyline and the Las Olas Bridge, which is open, but besides the point. This skyline will never look the same. Over the next 5 to 10 years, we're seeing a massive transformation here in Fort Lauderdale with everything that's coming and things that have already opened, including things like that of the Las Olas Marina where we're standing. There's also Ocean Prime right downstairs, which is a great steakhouse. We have plenty of great new restaurants that have opened up, like Earl's, Timber, Catch and Cut, Ocean Prime, just to name a few. Everything that's going on in Flagler Village and Fat Village, it's undergoing a massive transformation. Fat Village will probably be the first project to open, along with everything that's happening at Searstown. And they're also bringing luxury condos there, which we'll talk about here in a second. There's everything that's going on right down here at the Broward County Convention Center. And let me just say, I've been extremely impressed as they're starting to try to compete with that of the Convention Center in Orange County in Orlando, starting to bring more and more events. On top of that, they were also bringing an Omni Hotel. Then we have over here the Galleria Mall, which has been, seen as like a mall that's kind of going out of style. Like if you're going to the mall, going down to Aventura, you're going to Bal Harbor, you're going up to Boca Town Center. But now the Galleria Mall has been sold and there's a new plan to completely revitalize it, including 9 new towers that will be both residential towers as well as a hotel component. And now what you're most excited about, the condos. We've actually had 2 already open up. So we have the Celine Beachfront or Oceanfront residences here right on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And we do have the Pier 66 hotel and residences along with the marina right there on 17th Street. Now, in terms of new projects coming, we do have Andare, which will be the first project coming to Las Olas in almost 20 years, which will be sweet. Then right next to it, we do have 6th in Rio, which is a waterfront building right there on the edge of Rio Vista, which is a little bit more boutique. We have all the buildings coming to the Flagler Village area, like that of Umbel, which will bring the first Equinox to both Fort Lauderdale and Broward County. We have the Viceroy residences there as well. Then right down the street from that, we do have Fort Lauderdale's first short-term rental approved building in Nativo. And the cherry on top, we have the St. Regis Bahia Mar residences right here on the beach. So I think all of the Fort Lauderdale beachfront is going to completely transform. And they're not even talking about Pompano, aka Pampa. Yes, when they first announced that the Ritz-Carlton residences were coming, I'm like, okay, it's sweet, but it's also kind of ambitious. Like, we're gonna put the Ritz in Pompano. Well, they sold extremely well, so well that we actually have the first standalone Waldorf Astoria residences coming, and they're already 70% sold out. They're just just a couple buildings north of the Ritz, and we also have the W Hotel and Residences. So what does this mean? Well, it means that Fort Lauderdale's betting big on the future. You can see it in the developments happening across the office space and everything coming to Fat Village and Flagler Village, the marina here at Los Olas Marina, along with all the new condos. Fort Lauderdale is trying to compete with Miami and no longer be Miami's little brother. Now here's the biggest question that you need to ask yourself. Is Fort Lauderdale worth it? 100%, especially if you love boating, year-round sunshine, being outside, being close to all the action, but not in the hustle and bustle all the time. Like, there's still action, but it's still nowhere near as crazy and wild as Miami can get. Who it's really for is people who love boating, that waterfront lifestyle. You still want everything at your fingertips, still nice restaurants, easy access to Miami and West Palm, and there's still plenty of opportunity for investment, especially with everything happening with the skyline, some of these new condos, office space, and everything in between. But it's really not for those who want a lot more action. They want constant energy. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, we really don't have that. People who want a lot of land, if you want more land, honestly, you can still get it in Fort Lauderdale or the greater Fort Lauderdale area out west, but it's not something we have. You might be better off in Palm Beach County. And at the end of the day, people who just don't like the water, I mean, that's what life is like around here in Fort Lauderdale. It's all about that waterfront lifestyle. If not, you might as well move a little bit further west or a little bit further north. So the hype is real, but it's also sustainable at the same time. And if you and your family are looking to buy or sell a house anywhere here in Fort Lauderdale or just South Florida in general, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you. Make sure you reach out to us, and we'll see you in the next video.